We have LL,
Hey, y'all.
Marc Henry.
What's going on, people?
And we have Shayne Lawrence from Cedar Hill.
How you doing?
And we have Spencer Trussell checking in from K-State, Arlington Martin alum.
How's it going, guys?
Pretty good. All right, let's get it started. First of all, this is our first show with the old coach, 247 Sports, CBS Sports in the mix. Let's get it. Here we go. All right, Marc Henry, take it away with Shayne.
Shayne, we appreciate you joining us tonight. So looking forward to you taking over this Cedar Hill offense this year, 2018. Talk to me about some of your goals for the team going in and some of your personal goals this year.
Some of the goals for the offense I have is I want to be the highest scoring Cedar Hill offense we ever had. I've been doing my research, and it's tough because the 2016 team scored 44 points a game, and I think we could beat that with our coaches, the way we rearrange our coaching staff, and me. So I think we could exceed that goal. For the team, well, the first goal is always state. But as Coach Lynn says, DPS, district first, playoff, then state. So we're going to just take it game by game. And for myself, me and my dad and coaches, we've been working on the little things so I could better myself. And I've been gaining better knowledge of the offense. So maybe, just maybe, I could call my own plays sometimes, you know?
All right. Man, that sounds great. And talk about some of the things that you've been doing this summer, some of the extra work. I've been seeing a lot of stuff, team stuff that you guys are doing, which is team bond building. But you're one of the hardest working kids that we see on Twitter all the time. Talk about some of the extracurricular, the extra things that you do to prepare yourself for this season.
Well, first of all, I've been gaining weight so I could get stronger. I think that's going to be a big factor of us succeeding this year. So far, I gained 30 pounds. I was 170 last year starting the season. Now I'm 200. So, yeah, that's been a process, a very, very long process. But at the end of the summer, I reached the goal, and I'm proud of myself for it. I've been getting faster. I'm improving my 40. TCU camp recently, I ran 4.5. So that's and I've been working on reading defenses, different coverages, defense alignments, so I can know pre-snap what the defense is going to do.
All right. And this is my last question, then I'll toss it over to Matt. A little bit on the recruiting side. Shayne, congratulations. I saw you picked up a big offer from Houston Baptist University. Also, you got offers from Air Force, also Prairie View, Howard University. Let's talk a little bit about recruiting and where you see yourself fitting in. For example, like an offense at Oklahoma, I think you would be tailor-made for that because you're not, first of all, you're a drop-back passer. And then secondly, you can use your feet to get away from the rush. So talk about your recruiting so far and the type of offenses that you see on Saturdays that you think fit your mold.
I think I could fit in any offense. Any team that wants me, I think I'll fit in very well. I'll run the team, of course. But I like spread, trip, all that. West Coast offense, throw the ball around, give the quarterback options, read, all that. Passing the ball is my first priority, but I'm a dual-threat quarterback. So running is a big factor in my game, too.
Well, Shayne, I'm gonna jump in now. This is Matt Davidson. Shayne, basically, you guys had 3 Irving schools last year in your district, and then you had Duncanville. You lose Duncanville; they were really good. You lose the Irving schools; none of those teams made the playoffs last year, and they're replaced all with teams that made the playoffs. Talk about this District of Doom with South Grand Prairie and Grand Prairie both returning, that both went to the playoffs last year. Talk about how tough this district is now.
This Cedar Hill. It's called District Doom for a reason. We played a tough competition, so in the regular season, we'll be ready for the postseason. The playoff it's not going to be a cakewalk, but the regular season is going to get us ready for it. Playing these playoff teams.
Shayne, talk about some guys on your team that a lot of people might not know about, that you know that are going to be playmakers, and you might want to kind of turn us on to a little bit.
Our running back, Darian Trish, he transferred from DeSoto. He's going to be a big factor. He's the starting running back. He's going to tote the ball, of course. He's a big factor. Receiver-wise, we have Cam Hutchins, Cam Benjamin. They're going to be a big part, too. Lineman-wise, Cortland, left tackle. He's our biggest recruit and biggest man on the field. But he's athletic also. Smart. And, those guys, boy, I'm glad to be playing with them, Sam.
Oh, yeah, you bet. Shayne, talk about last year in reflection, how you learned. What did you learn from last year's football season that you're going to be able to translate to this year's football season?
The biggest thing is leadership. The coaches been installing into us this whole summer is leadership. Because when one person go down, another man got to step up. You're only as good as your weakest link. And I think that's the biggest difference from last year to this year.
Talk about the family support that you have, and your mother and father, and the effort that they put into helping you behind the scenes and you getting your work in.
My family has been a big factor. We work day and night for me to try to reach my goals. My dad, my mom, my sisters, my brother. It's a team. It's a team thing for us.
You bet. Shayne, I got my boy Marc over here. Marc wants to holler at you real quick again.
Hey, Shayne, just want to say congratulations on all the hard work. Guys, this is one of the guys that I won't say I discovered, but I know this guy, and I've seen where he's come from, where he started to where he is now. And colleges, coaches, if you don't get on this train now, you're going to miss it. This is one of the top quarterbacks in the state for 2018, 2019. You heard it here first on the oldcoach.com. Marc Henry was telling you, you better get on the Shayne train.
Shayne, when I look at you playing quarterback, you remind me of a young Eli Manning. And it's just the way you stand in the pocket and you move around the pocket, because you are a mobile quarterback, but you don't have to use your feet because you can use your arm and you can just air it out. I mean, the way you played against Allen was very good last year, starting off the season. And I know you had some injury issues that kept you from being on the field, but I know this year you're going to be so hungry to get the job done. Talk about how hungry you are for this football season.
Eli, that's a great comparison. He's accomplished so much, and I appreciate you comparing me to him. But this season, I'm very, very, very hungry. I missed some of the season last year, but this season I'm working to make that up.
All right, LL, here's your chance. Go ahead and say something to Shayne.
Hey, Shayne. Okay, now, a few of those other offers that you talked about included Eastern Illinois. And for those of you who don't remember, that is where Tony Romo went to school. And I forgot, but Sean Payton went to school there too. Thank you so much for reminding me of that. Shayne, what are some of the other offers, maybe some different schools under the radar that we may not know about?
Howard University, I have an offer from them too. They're a great school. Cam Newton's brother goes there. He did a fantastic job as a freshman. I think that's because of the coaching staff and what they're doing over there. Air Force, that's a great school. Houston Baptist University, they're rebuilding, and I think they're going to do awesome this year. And Eastern Illinois, don't forget Jimmy Garoppolo went there too.
Oh, that's right.
And,
yeah.
He's the starting quarterback for the 49ers. So that's a very great school. They under the radar, small, but you'll learn a lot from there.
All right. Well, that is so terrific. I want you to enjoy the official visits you make this fall. And I am so pleased to hear that you've been setting and hitting your goals for yourself over the summer and look forward to seeing what you do with your offense this season.
Thank you.
All right, Shayne, this is our part of the show where we give you a chance to do a shout out to anybody that you want to shout out. Here's your chance, Shayne.
I want to shout out the whole team because this season is going to be the season we come back to the old Cedar Hill. We go back to state. We put a ring and a championship back on that wall. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Shayne. Marc and LL, here's your chance to tell Shayne goodbye as well. Marc?
Hey, Shayne, good luck. Stay healthy. And also keep setting that example that you're setting for your school, for your community, because everybody's seeing it. You've already turned into a great leader. And, man, the sky's the limit for you. I appreciate you coming on the show tonight.
Thank you.
Well, Shayne, thank you.
You.
Yeah, Shayne, you have been a fantastic guest, and I look forward to seeing what you're going to do. Keep in touch with us with 247, the old coach, and also just get out there and make it happen. We are so excited for you.
Thank you, and also, I would love to do this after my first game.
Oh, you bet. You bet. We're definitely going to bring you back on after your first game. We understand how the season's going to go, and we know that's coming up quickly. I mean, we got 3 weeks until the first scrimmage probably, right? And then there you go. So I just want to say I'm expecting big things out of you, Shayne. You're very humble. I like how you lead your team. I've spoken with you in the past. I got a chance to talk with you, not this past spring ball, but the spring ball before that when I was with my boy Marc Henry. We were over there at your school. And I like how tall you are. I like how you can see the field. That's why I compared you to Eli Manning, because the way you stand in the pocket, I like that, and that's why I'm intrigued to watch you. And I think you're very underrated, and I think people are sleeping on you, and they're going to make a mistake if they don't give you an offer.
Yes, sir. I have grown another inch since the last time you saw me, so can't wait to see you again.
How tall are you now?
6'3" and 3/4.
Hey, I'm calling it. You'll be 6'4", 6'5" by the end of the year. I'm calling it right now.
Thanks. Hopefully.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Shayne Lawrence, TTHL, Cedar Hill quarterback. Thank you so much, brother.
Thank you for having me.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Shayne Lawrence. And now we're going to bring in my guy, my brother. I've known him for about 3 years now, and I've seen him grow and blossom into a great defensive end, defensive tackle. He can play everything on the D-line. Arlington Martin alum, Spencer Trussell from K-State. What's up, Spencer?
What's going on, Matt?
What's up, brother? All right, Marc, I'm going to let you dive in. Go ahead, Marc.
Spencer, appreciate you taking a little time out of your busy schedule. My first question for you is, talk about coming from the Arlington Martin program and how that's helped you be successful so far and transitioning to the Big 12 Conference in K-State.
Well, it physically helped me prepare myself. I came out of Martin as a senior in phenomenal shape and condition. I came from a school that I got constant love from the coaches. They always wanted me to be successful. And so coming into Kansas State from Martin, I knew I had some shoes to fill, because I knew that we had some big seniors that left, and so I knew I had some shoes to fill, and I knew what the coaches expected, and I knew what the coaches back home expected from Martin. They expected me to be 110%. They expected me to take no days off, no plays off, and so it was a tough transition at first because it just my work habits were changed, my schedule was changed, but as far as my work ethic, coming from Martin, coming to K-State, it has gotten tremendously better because I'm being able to manage my time better between class, between football, between 7-on-7 and stuff like that. But I would say the coaches back at Martin had me prepared pretty well for when I showed up to K-State.
All right, and Spencer, tell some of the younger viewers, some of the guys that are coming out in the next 2 years, what's the biggest transition from high school to college as far as you stepping on the campus and the college curriculum, what you had to do as a student also, because that's very important.
Right, no doubt. I'd say, see, in high school, when you're a junior or senior, you're the top dog. You're the top dog of the school. Like, you feel like no one can stop you. You feel like you're in your own kingdom. But as you come into wherever you might go, no matter what conference you're in, no matter what college you go to, there's always going to be a change because you're coming in from being a senior to a freshman, and it's not only the fact that you used to be in a pond where you're the big fish. You're now in an ocean. You got to make a name for yourself. You got to be able to make your own work habits. Be able to set your own schedule. Whereas as class, you got to be able to manage your time. You got to be able to find a time during the day to do your homework. Whereas for me, I wake up at 5 a.m. every morning, and I'm bouncing off the walls. I'm ready to go work out. I'm ready. And you go work out. After that, go to class. After that, go to 7-on-7, do team run, go to the train table, eat, and then and then I decide to do my homework right before I go to bed. That's my schedule for every day during the summer. And for the younger guys, I would say the most important thing is to know how to manage your time, even if that means getting a calendar or something like that, or even using your phone. I mean, we got these devices these days that can help us with anything basically. But a calendar would be pretty ideal. I just got one not too long ago. But manage your time. Know how to manage your time. That's the most important thing.
All right, this will be my last question for you, Spencer, then I'll toss it back to Matt. Talk about your expectations as the Kansas State team steps into 2018, and also your expectations individually and in the Big 12, because it's going to be wide open in my opinion. I mean, it depends on how Kyler Murray adjusts himself to being the starter now, not sitting in Baker Mayfield's shadow. They're at the top, but the rest of you guys, I think, are chomping on their heels. So talk about Kansas State this year.
Based on what I've seen, like the teammates I work out with, I do 7-on-7 with, their work ethic is just unreal. Like, it is. Like, I really do believe that we got a special team here at K-State. I really do. And one thing that I've noticed that everyone on the team has the same connection. Everyone is on the same page. And I think that goes back to our motto as being a family at K-State. I think that really shows once you step foot on the field, or even in the weight room, that if that's the matter. Not even only the weight room, on the field, but in the classroom as well. And I really think that there are some teams out there, OU or OSU, or there's some big teams out there in the Big 12 that are going to be making a name for themselves this year in 2018. But I mean, we got a chance this year to really really do something special. I see it in the workouts. I see it in our coaches. I see it in the players. And I realize that I'm really a part of something special here at K-State. And I really do believe that considering the fact we're all on the same page, we can make something happen.
It's pretty awesome right there, Spencer. Spencer, go ahead and talk about what is a realistic expectation for yourself this upcoming season. I talked with you a few days ago, and it seems that you're not going to redshirt, so you're going to get a chance to play as a true freshman. You want to talk about a realistic expectation for yourself this year?
I think a realistic expectation for myself is that not only do I, when and if I be able to step on the field and be able to make a play or whatever that takes, I think my biggest expectation of myself is to come out of our fall camp this year with a higher bar to set myself to. Like right now, my expectation for myself is to get through fall camp and be able to make a name for myself and make a statement that that not only am I from Texas and I played with Texas high school football, but I'm representing my coaches, my family, my friends back at home, and I can make them proud. And but coming into the season after camp, I'm hoping to, like I said, be able to get some PT, like whether if it's on special teams or even on defense. I would like to, I would do anything whatever it takes to contribute to the team and make our team better.
Yeah, that sounds great, Spencer. Spencer, talk about playing for such a good coach, Coach Wager, and then you get the transition to play for a coach like Coach Bill Snyder that has so much history. Just talk about being able to play for two established coaches.
Yeah, it's a real blessing. It really is. I mean, coming from Coach Wager, one of personally the best coach to me in the nation. That's Coach Wager, and not only from him, but my D-line coach, Coach Straz. He's the best D-line coach I know. And coming from that staff back at Martin, coming to K-State with the staff under Bill Snyder is just unreal. Like it's jaw-dropping. It's just awesome to think of the fact that I came from one of the best high schools to one of the best programs under the best coach. And it's just a real blessing to be able to say that, I got to get even if it's a blessing to be able to say that I played for Coach Bill Snyder. And I think it's pretty cool how I transitioned from Coach Wager to Coach Snyder. I think it's once in a lifetime deal.
You bet, man. And talk about being able to see players like your brother play in front of you growing up, and Myles Garrett play in front of you growing up, and you get to learn by watching them. And how did you put what you saw from their play into your game?
Yeah, it was pretty cool growing up, being able to see both of my brothers play high school football. Not only play high school football, but go on to the next level. My oldest brother played offensive line at North Texas, and then my middle brother is at Purdue right now playing tight end. And it's just really cool, not only knowing that the fact that both of my brothers went off to college playing ball, and that right there sets a high standard for me, and not only me, but to my parents and everybody. And being able to say that I came from a school that Myles Garrett went to, that itself it makes Martin a big name. And not only that, but I look up to Myles Garrett. He's like a brother to me. I see him once in a while. He stops by. He says what's up, and I keep forgetting how freakishly large he is. But he's probably one of the few people that I look up to, and he's a great guy. And just seeing him when I was little play football was like unleashing a beast out of the cage. It was just incredible. And that goes the same fact for my brothers. Like I said, I mean, my dad played college ball. My brothers do too. And there's that expectation of me to be able to set a high bar for myself.
Oh yeah, that's great information that people didn't know about you, I bet. And I got to speak with your dad a few times, and I love talking sports with your dad. Your dad's one of the coolest guys out there, and your dad really cares about you and your brothers, man. He puts a lot into you guys, and he does everything he can to be there for you guys. And that's what I love about your dad, is he's always there for you guys. And
absolutely,
yeah, you bet. Do you want to just talk about real quick something different about coming from Texas, that, you know, some things that you might miss about Texas that Kansas just doesn't have up there?
Yeah. I'd say seeing a few of these guys who came here from Kansas, like some of my buddies came from Kansas high school, like high schools I never heard of, and I see them. Their work ethics are off the charts. They're awesome, but I really can't say I see much of a difference. I mean, Texas. Everyone says that high school football in Texas cannot be beat. I can't disagree to that, but I haven't seen exactly what some high school players from Kansas can do yet, and because we haven't gotten pads yet. But all I can say is that their work ethic, at the ones that I know personally, their work ethics are off the charts, and they're high rollers. They're some good players, and there's even some of them that have a poor work ethic. I mean, there's some of them that, I mean, you get that everywhere you go. I mean, there's always those few guys who always have that poor work ethic. I mean, there's always those guys. But, yeah, that's basically it, really.
Yeah, man, that sounds pretty awesome. Do you miss Whataburger?
You have no idea. That's the first place I stopped when I got home.
What's your favorite place to eat at up there?
I'd say probably this Mexican restaurant called Taco Lucha. It's in the Agville, but I get this meal called the Beast. And basically, what it is about a 2-pound burrito with hash browns, beans, and the burrito has a fried egg on it with cheese.
Good Lord!
Oh my gosh! Yeah, I take down the whole sucker. It's delicious. That's probably my favorite place up here.
That sounds pretty good. LL, real quick, I know you had one question, LL. You want to go ahead and throw it at him?
Well, this is going to sound strange, but I just have to know, how does your mom plan to see both of y'all play this year, you and your brother?
That's a good question. That's always been the struggle with the Trussells, and it's because my brother played at the same time as my oldest brother as well.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, and so a lot of times what they would do is that sometimes both of my parents would come up together and maybe spend the weekend here, watch a game. But also one thing I noticed is that they would split it. One of them would go to like say this year, one of them would probably come to one of my games. Let's say my mom goes to my game, and my dad goes to my brother's game at Purdue.
Okay.
That's sometimes what they do, and they would even bring some grandparents along. But yeah, It's not easy. It's not easy.
Well, my hat's off to her because that would be awesome. She's clearly a great
Right.
lady to be able to have three guys playing college ball at various points. So that's just fantastic. So
Right.
best
Yeah.
wishes to her.
Yes, that's awesome right there, man. You got great family support, Spencer. Spencer, this is your chance to give a shout out to whoever you would like to give a shout out to. Here's your chance.
I'd like to give a shout out first off to my family, always being there for me, supporting me through and through. I'd like to give a shout out to my head coach, Coach Wager, back at Martin. I'd also like to give a shout out to my position coach back at Martin, Coach Schrags. Both of those coaches pushed me to my limits and always showing constant love and always helping me with recruiting. And if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be the man who I am today, and I wouldn't be here. And, yeah, I'm thankful for those people.
Well, that's pretty special right there, Spencer. And we just want to tell you thank you so much for sharing your story with us and coming on. And we hope to check in with you during the college football season. And we just want to take our hat off to you and tell you to keep fighting, brother.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you all for having me.
LL, Mark, you want to say anything real quick?
Yeah, have a great season. Thank you so much for coming on tonight. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Mark?
Hey, Spencer, stay healthy. Keep it going, bro. And hey, we'll be watching you big time this year. We hope to have you back on the show after the first couple games to see what the life is like up there at K-State and how the team's doing. So stay healthy and hey, keep it going, buddy.
Absolutely, no doubt. Thank y'all. Thank y'all so much.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, Spencer Trussell, K-State, Arlington Martin alum. Thank you so much. All right, now we're going to jump into the hot topic of the day. LL, I'll let you go ahead and start it off since this is your forte. You know more about college than me and Mark do, but we still follow it pretty closely. Talk to us about what's going on in college football today.
Well, I'll start by saying I don't just know a little bit more about college, but I guess you could call me kind of a scandal tracker as well. For those of you who don't know, I used to do a podcast of my own and may actually do it again at some point. And I used to have a section called the Police Blotter. And that was where people would tell me about different reports of criminal activity from players over at different colleges. From there, that's where I found the Baylor story a couple of years ago. And I'm now finishing up a book on that story. And from there, people just kind of find you when people know that stories like this stand out to you. They'll start sending you things, or you get it in your Twitter feed. And today, I noticed that Urban Meyer, head coach on administrative leave, I guess now, at Ohio State University, is alleged to have known about a case where one of his assistant coaches was abusing his wife. And last week at Big Ten Media Days, he said he had no knowledge of it. And today, it broke in the news that he did, because screenshots of text messages were sent from Meyer to this woman, and also she sent pictures of her injuries. So now the question is, what do you do if you knew that this was happening and you didn't do anything about it, you didn't report it? What happens? So he has been placed on administrative leave. And Matt and I talked about this earlier today, and he said, well, that's just kind of code for they're going to negotiate his settlement. And Matt, you're right. I think the advocate in me gets angry, saying, why don't you just fire him right now? But when I calm down and I step back, I realize you have to do that. and you do have to make sure all the investigation is done. I think these days it's really hard to doctor up text messages, and if pictures were ever admitted as evidence, that's pretty much impossible to doctor up. But I guess they want to make sure it's for real, and that he really did have knowledge of it. So anyway, it kind of tells you a little bit about me and where my interest lies in this. But at the same time, it's a pretty big deal because this isn't, college football has kind of gotten a pretty bad reputation for some of these activities, and this isn't going to help, I guess is my way of saying it. So there.
Yeah. Yeah, I go back to Penn State, and I look at Penn State and the way Joe Paterno kind of knew about certain things, and he let it kind of go. And this is not the same as sexual assault, but I mean it's assault. So it's him knowing what's going on and not doing anything about it. And if that's all true, then shame on him. Shame on him for letting it happen. Shame on him for letting it all go in the way it's been. I mean, you can be the biggest and the baddest coach in the world, but if you're going to go and text his wife and say, "Hey, are you okay?" after she got beat up by one of his coaches on his staff, shame on you for not telling people that you knew about it. I mean, text messages came out. There's technology out there now, and there's technology everywhere. We are always being watched. Everything is on camera. Everything is recorded. Everything is screenshot. We live in a society where everything is instantaneous. Everything is like, bam, right there in your face. It's happening. So there is no way to hide anything. And if someone is hiding something, they're very clever. I'll say that. And I know we only got a few more minutes left because, time's ticking on us. But I'll end with that. Mark, you want to throw in your 2 cents on the situation?
Here's my thing about it is in the short end of it, you have to hold a coach accountable just like they hold the players accountable. When these players make mistakes, they bash them, throw them up against the wall, put them away, make them transfer. Then they have to come back. It's a revolving door. College football is $1 billion, not $1 million, $1 billion business. These coaches make boatloads of money off these kids, and they don't get anything from it except an education. Some guys or some people say, okay, well, they're getting a free education. Yes, that's part of it, but he has to be held accountable. If he knew these things, if he did these things, then hey, let's go ahead and hold him accountable. I mean, Urban Meyer is a great coach. He's done a lot for a lot of kids at Florida, at Ohio State, and any place in the other stops that he's made. But, we'll wait and see what all the facts and how it comes out. But, if Urban Meyer has made these mistakes, then he has to be held accountable just like the other coaches have. And especially, really, really for the players of college football. And then, we have daughters. I wouldn't say what I would do, but I don't want my daughter having to deal with stuff like that. And that someone's daughter, if you knew that, and Urban Meyer has children also, so he knows the statute of limitations. He knows his responsibility with this, and he's under the microscope right now. And secondly, let's think about Urban Meyer's family under the microscope also. Yeah. So, I'll be praying for all of the parties involved in this, but we do need to see and let this play out because this has hit the fan now. So now we got to see what they're going to do to resolve this. And I mean, Ohio State's up and coming team. They're always in the BCS mix. I mean, this is a big blow for them. So yes, hey, we're gonna. I'd be honestly, I'd be surprised if he doesn't lose his job. But this is a big thing for Ohio State.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll end with this real quick because I know we're up against the time because I gotta help my wife with some stuff. But real quick, I think that the way that coaches are so quick to get rid of a player for misconduct, I think that coaches should be held the same way. And I think that regardless if it's true or not, we're gonna get all the details out. But if it is true, shame on him for letting it happen underneath his program and his jurisdiction. I mean, he makes so much money as a head coach. I mean, he's a millionaire. So if you're a millionaire, you should be able to handle your business. And I'm treading lightly because I don't know all the details. That's why I'm not. That's why I'm making sure I say if.
Right.
I'm sticking with if until we get all the details. But until then, if it is all true, then he will be bought out. His contract will not be the full contract. He'll be bought out. He'll get a settlement, and then he'll be released from his duties. And then somebody else on his staff will probably take over, and that's just how it goes. And, will he get another opportunity? Who knows? Joe Paterno didn't, and then he died. So we'll never know. Art Briles didn't. Art Briles is still looking for a job right now. So, Hugh Freeze, where's he at? These are real things.
Yes,
and,
exactly.
So I don't like gossip, and I don't like stuff like this. But you know what? When it's serious, we have to talk about it, and we have to bring it up because we do cover college and high school, and it's necessary. So that's my piece on it. And LL, if you want to put the cherry on top, here's your chance.
Yeah, I would just say always these are allegations, and so we do need to make sure all the facts are in there. But I have to agree with both of you. They do need to be held accountable. And more than anything, I am sorry for the abused wife in this case. She's an ex-wife now, so that's good, and I wish her the best, and I hope she gets healthy. And if there are any other women out there that are in this situation, don't let this disturb you. Please go try and get help too. So not only that, I also pray for the Meyer family, because this has got to hurt. This can't be fun for anybody. There's no happy side to any of this.
Yeah, Urban Meyer came out of retirement to be at his alma mater. He went to Ohio State. He came out of retirement from Florida, and to come be a coach. So you would hope that I hope the best for him. He's always seemed like a pretty good guy. He's always shown pretty good character. So this is the first blemish on his career, really. So I hope it's not true.
You can follow me on Twitter, MarcHenry44. Also, man, I'm so excited about everything that we're going to be doing here at the Old Coach. Also, I'm going to be heavily involved in the recruiting game now, working alongside Ashton Washington. Shout out to Nick Walters, Nick Harris for paving the way to get us over here. Also, look out for my first article, working on it right now as we speak, through the Old Coach and 247 Sports. It's going to be coming out. And also, within the next 2 weeks, we're going to start a new segment. I'm going to be having a new article on a player each week. It's going to be called On the Come Up. The next guy doesn't have the stars yet, but you should be looking out for this guy. On the come up. Look forward here the next couple weeks.
All right. Well, you guys heard it here first. Matt Davidson, LL, Marc Henry signing off. The Old Coach 247 Sports, CBS Sports.